It was supposed to be paradise, a small island off the coast of Thailand, Koh Tao, known for its lush jungles, white sand beaches, and vibrant coral reefs. Every year, thousands of young backpackers arrive here chasing adventure, sun, and freedom. But not all of them leave alive. Over the past decade, Koh Tao has earned a chilling nickname, Death Island, because for reasons no one can fully explain, dozens of tourists have turned up dead, drowned, beaten, hanged, mysteriously vanished, and time after time, the explanations just don't add up. Welcome back to Deadly Destinations. This is the story of Koh Tao and the disturbing pattern of deaths that's made it one of the most dangerous tourist islands on Earth. It began with blood in the sand. On September 15, 2014, two young British tourists, 23-year-old Hannah Witheridge and 24-year-old David Miller, were found brutally murdered on Seri Beach. Hannah had been beaten to death. David had been bludgeoned and left to drown in the surf. Their bodies were discovered just meters from their hotel. The island went into lockdown. Police claimed they were treating the investigation with the highest priority. International pressure mounted fast. These weren't missing tourists. This was a cold-blooded murder. Within weeks, Thai authorities arrested two Burmese migrant workers, Zaw Lin and Wai Phio. They were quickly paraded before cameras, forced to reenact the crime on national television. Authorities declared the case solved, but something was off. DNA evidence had been contaminated. The suspects didn't have legal counsel. They later recanted their confessions, saying they were beaten and tortured into confessing. Even the British government expressed concerns about the integrity of the investigation. Still, the trial moved forward. In 2015, both men were sentenced to death, but the island's image had already been shattered. What was once a laid-back backpacker haven was now at the center of a chilling mystery. And this was just the beginning. As the years passed, more bodies began to turn up on Koh Tao. Some deaths were ruled suicides. Others were blamed on accidents. But one thing kept coming up. The official stories rarely made sense. Let's go through some of the most infamous cases. Just 4 months after Hannah and David's murders, 23-year-old British backpacker Christina Ansley was found dead in her hotel bungalow. Thai police quickly ruled it an accidental overdose from a mix of antibiotics and alcohol. But Christina had been tweeting just hours before sounding happy and healthy. Her body was cremated before a proper autopsy could be performed. The toxicology reports were inconclusive. Her parents were left with more questions than answers. The same month Christina died, 29-year-old Frenchman Dimitri Povse was found hanged in his hotel room. Police ruled it a suicide. But here's the strange part. His hands were tied behind his back. Authorities claimed he'd tied them himself before hanging. His family didn't buy it. Then came 26-year-old Luke Miller, also from the UK. He was found dead in a swimming pool at the Sunset Bar. Thai police insisted it was an accident drowning, but his family believed there had been a struggle. Scratches, bruises, inconsistent statements. Once again, the case was closed quickly. Perhaps the most mysterious case of all was Elise Dallemagne. The 30-year-old Belgian woman was found partially eaten by lizards, her body wrapped in t-shirts and hidden in the jungle. Thai police said she hanged herself, but there was no rope at the scene. Even stranger, Elise had been traveling under a fake name and had fled a spiritual retreat just days before. She had booked a ticket off the island but never made it. Her mother remains convinced she was murdered. So what's really going on in Koh Tao? Locals and expats say the truth is darker than tourists know. Whispers of organized crime. A powerful island family controlling everything from the police to local businesses. Many believe the authorities are too eager to protect the island's image, even if it means covering up deaths. And when foreign journalists began digging deeper, they were met with threats. One British blogger who wrote about the suspicious deaths was sued for defamation and forced to flee the country. Even the parents of victims say they felt stonewalled, evidence withheld, language barriers, no transparency. And yet, the deaths continued. A 23-year-old Russian tourist disappeared while staying in a Koh Tao hostel. She was last seen on CCTV walking toward the beach, then gone. Despite massive searches, her body was never found. She simply vanished. So why do people still go? That's the haunting part. Koh Tao remains one of the most popular diving destinations in Southeast Asia. Its beauty is undeniable. Instagram is filled with sunsets, cocktails, and smiling travelers. But behind the filtered images lies a deadly pattern. And unless you dig deeper, you'd never know it. Most guidebooks don't mention the deaths. Travel sites promote Koh Tao as paradise. The hotels, bars, and dive shops don't talk about the headlines. It's almost as if the island is trying to erase the past. But the families of the victims haven't forgotten. For many of these grieving families, the fight didn't end with their loved one's funeral. Hannah Witheridge's family launched a campaign to demand justice and publicly criticize the Thai investigation as botched and corrupt. Elise Dallamaine's mother flew to Thailand multiple times, begging police to reopen the case. And the parents of Christina Annesley have called out the British Foreign Office for not doing more to push for a proper investigation. But in a place like Koh Tao, where power is concentrated and image is everything, accountability is hard to find. Today, Koh Tao's reputation as Death Island continues to grow, especially among seasoned backpackers and Reddit travel communities. The warnings are there if you know where to look. Travelers are told to avoid conflicts with locals, to be careful who they trust, to stay away from certain bars. Some tourists have reported being followed, intimidated, watched, and if something goes wrong, don't expect justice, because on Koh Tao, the system doesn't work the same. So what really happened to the dozens of young travelers who died or disappeared on Koh Tao? We may never know the full truth. Were some of the deaths genuine accidents? Possibly. Were others murders? Highly likely. But the one thing every case has in common is the silence that follows, the unanswered questions, the missing evidence, the official stories that don't match reality. In a place built on tourism, bad press is bad for business. And that may be the most chilling part of all, because it's not just the island's beauty that draws people in, it's the illusion of safety. But if you look a little closer, you'll see something far more sinister beneath the surface. This was the story of Koh Tao, Thailand's paradise with a deadly reputation, a place where backpackers go to escape the world, and some never come back. If you found this episode of Deadly Destinations disturbing, eye-opening, or thought-provoking, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more real-life tourist tragedies from around the world. And remember, not all who wander are lost, but some never return.